And so here we go to the final round of the 86th Masters, which looked like a runaway express for a while, but suddenly it's a two-man game. Maybe a couple of more can join. And Scottie Scheffler now has a 3-shot lead instead of a 5-shot lead after 2 rounds of play. Rod Black, Ian Leggatt with you. Lego, we got a ball game here.
Absolutely. And, this thing's never over. I called it. I mean, we got to wait and see if Scottie Scheffler is able to close this out. And like I said, I love my analogy on a chip on his shoulder walking around with world number one. And he proved it today, to tell you the truth. A lot of bad stuff could have happened on 18. For him to get away with what he did just kind of shows that he's still got his mental faculties in check out there. But Sunday at Augusta is a lot different than the Saturday afternoon on the back nine. And for a guy who made a lot of birdies today, really kept himself under control, did come a little unraveled near the end. So let's just wait to see how this unfolds. But I'm actually liking the way Cameron Smith is playing as well.
Yeah, you look at it, and arguably the 2 hottest players, Scottie Scheffler, 3 of his last 5 starts has won. Cam Smith is playing terrific golf, coming in form. The thing about it is they haven't won majors. And
You're
there's
right.
the difference.
Yeah, you could argue that a little bit with the way that Cam Smith came down the stretch at the Players Championship, and it's as close as a major. It's a lot further down the road of a major than it is winning the World Match Play. That's for sure. And Scottie Scheffler, nothing to take away from Scottie Scheffler, but we got to remember something about that World Match Play. That's almost Scottie Scheffler's home golf course where he was at University of Texas. So he had a lot of stuff in line for him to be able to finish that event off himself, but Cameron Smith's a different kind of player. I kind of like the way that he has evolved into the player he has rather than being thrust into it, very much like Scottie Scheffler has. And that's nothing to take away from this guy. But I think really tomorrow is all about Scottie Scheffler and how he handles himself, because I think Cameron Smith is really the guy who keeps it in check.
Is it a 2-man race? Who else could you see on the periphery making a move?
Well, we've seen this before. I can still remember the Greg Norman, Nick Faldo,
Yes.
and what happened there. If there's a little chink in the armor that happens early on in this round, we'll wait and see. Because I remember I talked to Nick Faldo about this, and when I thought, when did you think you had this thing won? He said on the second tee, believe it or not. He said, I noticed something wasn't right with Greg that day, and he just knew that if I kept my head down, there was a possibility that he may unravel, and he did. And I think Scottie Scheffler could be in that same storyline tomorrow. We hate to see it, obviously, because there's no doubt about it. He's a great guy. He's good for the game of golf. I love the way that he plays the game. He's borderline on the edge with every single shot he hits. So he doesn't play that robotic, boring Justin Rose type of golf. I think that I like the way that he plays, but I think there's still the possibility that he could come unraveled tomorrow. And then going further back, I think you just never know when that happens. A guy like Corey Connors is, got the potential to go out there and shoot 65 or 66 tomorrow, and has got an opportunity to still win this golf tournament. So it definitely isn't a 2-man last tee time event for tomorrow. I think there's a lot of guys could still win this golf tournament.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a math game right now. You got to think that Scottie Scheffler, for anybody else to pull in, would probably have to shoot even or above par. Everybody else has to get into the red quickly. Let's talk about Tiger. Of all the days that Tiger played, this was the day that he looked like he was in pain.
Yeah, absolutely. And, he just looked like he had really lost his touch around the golf course today. And the way that he plays the game is so much by feel and passion. And it was just, he just didn't have it today. And it's explainable, Blackie. I mean, a guy like this has been beat up so bad. And we've talked about how few reps that he's had of professional competitive golf over the last, since last February. It's a lot different than going out and playing a $50 Nassau with the boys when you're playing in a tour event. So I think it just caught up with him. I think we're very lucky to get to see Tiger Woods play on the weekend. I would love for him to finish it off with an underpower round tomorrow to prove he still has the capabilities to compete out here. But it definitely was catching up with him today. You could see it.
And when you think about it, the walk down 18, he might have a bigger ovation than even the winner tomorrow. Before we leave, everything is about green, the green jacket, the green at Augusta. But, we're also seeing a lot of blue and yellow. You see players wearing the Ukraine ribbon on their hats or in their clothing. I noticed that you have Make Par, Not War. I know that is something that is, well, for all of us. I'm from Ukrainian heritage of all things, but I know it's something very close to the heart for all the players. As much as they're thinking about a green jacket tomorrow, they're thinking about the other things that are going on in our world.
Yeah, and this was a shirt produced by John Ashworth at Link Soul, and you can go online to linksoul.com and grab these, and all the money is going to the Ukrainian war effort. So, kudos to Ash and everything he's doing to give back.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, Blackie. I mean, we're watching Tiger and we're watching the Masters. We're all hopeful for the spring opening in Canada to get out and play golf. And there's a lot more going on in the world right now than just sitting in front of your couch and watching television. So we just need to remember that and how lucky we are to be living in a great country like Canada.
Yeah, we wish everyone in Ukraine. And tomorrow, Amen Corner certainly has a much different meaning throughout the sports world. Lego, thank you. We will see you tomorrow night. Give me one name. Who's winning the Masters?
Cameron Smith.
Okay, beer bet. I'm taking Scottie Scheffler. See you
I
tomorrow,
like
pal. Thanks, Lego.
Sounds good.